Standard 9, Political Science, Lesson number 4, the United Nations. We'll see the textual question answer markings of this lesson. Go to page number 82. First question, choose the right option and rewrite the sentence. The first fill in the blank. This country is not a permanent member of the United Nations Security Council. The answer to this question is Germany. Second one, the international organization conducts workshops in India on remedial measures to tackle the problem of malnutrition among children. The answer to this question is Unicef. Next, we'll see the next question. The third one, that's on page number 83. The number of members of the United Nations. The answer is 193. Question number 2. Explain with reasons whether the following statements are true or false. The first one. The United Nations General Assembly is a platform to discuss global problems. The answer to this question is on page number 79. And the answer is true. This statement is true. The reasons are on page number 79. Left hand side, just below the box. General Assembly, it's highlighted in pink over here. First line, first point. It's highlighted in blue. All the member countries are members of the General Assembly. Leave 4 lines. Leave 3 lines after this. See the fourth one at the end of the line. That's your second point. During the session, the General Assembly discusses important issues like environment, disarmament, etc. For the third point, you're going to leave 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 lines. Leave 5 lines. And the next line is the third point, a platform. Before a platform, please write it is. That's point number 3. It is a platform for representatives of member nations to come together and discuss and make policy decisions on issues of global importance. So this is answer 2.1, which comprises of 3 points. Okay. So all the 3 points, children, they are highlighted in blue. Next, we'll see question number 2.2. The status of all the member nations of the United Nations is not equal. The answer to this statement is false. The reasons are on page number 79. The answer is here only, left hand side below the box. Now both these answers, 2.1 and 2.2, the points are jumbled over here. So the answer for the points for answer 2.2, they are highlighted in pink color. Okay, in pink color. So we'll see the first point, that's the third line. The position and status of all the countries, whether they are rich or poor, big or small, is the same. Next line is your second point. Every year the General Assembly meets in its session from September to December. Leave 2 lines after that. See the third line, that's your third point. The decisions in the General Assembly are taken by majority. Fourth and the last point, these decisions are in the form of resolutions. So this is answer 2.2, 4 points, and the answer is highlighted in pink color. Next, we'll see question number 2.3. A resolution can be passed even if China exercises its veto power. The answer to this question is false, and the reasons are on page number 79. Right hand side, below the yellow box. It's highlighted in pink, Security Council. In that paragraph, see the first, second, third, fourth, fifth, sixth line. At the end of the 6th line, that's your first point, America. America, Russia, England, France and China are permanent members of the Security Council. Second point, they have the veto power. Third, for any decision to be taken, the assent of all the 5 permanent members and 4 non-permanent members is necessary. Fourth and the last point, If even one of the 5 permanent members uses his veto, that is gives a negative vote, the decision cannot be taken. That's answer 2.3, which comprises of 4 points. Next question, 2.4. India has played a major role in the work of the United Nations. The answer to this statement is true, and the reasons are on page number 82. Right hand side, first paragraph, the United Nations and India. First line is your first point. India has participated in the different conferences that were held before the establishment of the United Nations. Leave 4 lines. After that, see the next line. That's your second point. In the year 1946, India was the first country to raise the question of racism in the United Nations. Third point, India has always led the discussions about the problems of undeveloped and developing countries. Fourth, India has always sent her troops to participate in the United Nations peacekeeping forces. Fifth and the last point, not just that, India has sent an all-woman peacekeeping force as well. Till here, that's answer 2.4, which comprises of 5 points. Next question. Question number 3. Explain the concepts. The first one, veto. This answer is the same as answer 2.3. Here. Same 4 points. That is answer 2.3 and 3.1. It's the same. 4 points. Next question. Unicef. The answer to this question is on page number 81. Right hand side, blue box. See the first line in the blue box, that's your first point. UNICEF is an affiliated organization of the United Nations. Second, it works towards making nutritious food and health care available to children. Third and the last point, several workshops are organized in India to find out measures to overcome malnutrition among babies and children. Till here, that's answer 3.2, 3 points. Next, question number 4. Answer the following questions in brief. The first one, 4.1. Write the reasons for the establishment of the United Nations. The answer to this question is on page number 77. Left hand side, second paragraph, it's highlighted here in pink, the United Nations, a background. In that paragraph, see the fourth line, that's your first point. The League of Nations was established after the First World War. This point is incomplete. The continuation of this point is, leave the next line, see the line after that. Okay, the League of Nations was established after the First World War out of a realization that there has to be a mechanism to establish world peace. That's your first point. Second, the League of Nations did not succeed at all. Third, but after the use of the nuclear weapons in the Second World War, the idea took root that such destructive wars should be stopped and that it is the collective responsibility of all nations to do so. Fourth and the last point, the United Nations was established after the Second World War to instill this understanding among all nations. Till here, that's answer 4.1, 4 points. Next question, 4.2. What is the role of the peacekeeping forces of the United Nations? This answer is the same as answer 2.4. That is page number 82. Here. Same answer, 2.4 and 4.2. The same 5 points which I had read before. Next question, 4.3. Write the objectives of the United Nations. The answer to this question is in the question itself, the introductory statement. The objectives of the United Nations, after that write, are as follows. So the objectives are on page number 77. Right hand side. At the end. Okay. You can see these 3 points over here already in pink. So these are your points. The first one, to establish friendly relations among nations. Second, to enhance international security by solving international disputes. Third point, to safeguard and foster human rights and freedom. Fourth and the last point is The United Nations also aim at enhancing economic cooperation at the international level. Till here. That's answer 4.3, which comprises of 4 points. We'll see the next question. Question number 5. It's a concept chart. Complete the following chart with the information about the organs of the United Nations. Now the organs, the first organ, United Nations General Assembly. The number of members are 193. Functions are on page number 79, 2 points. So let us go to page 79. Here, Web 1.1. So this is the first function of the General Assembly, to elect the non-permanent members of the Security Council. That is page number 79, left hand side, last paragraph. It's highlighted in pink. Functions of the General Assembly. First point is the first function. Okay. Then your second point is the last line on the same page, to pass the annual budget of the United Nations. So these are the two functions of the General Assembly. Second one in the web is Security Council. United Nations Security Council. Okay. Number of members are 15. Functions are again on page number 79. Right hand side. Last paragraph. Can you see your functions of the Security Council? In that para, see the first point, second line. That's your first point. To maintain international peace and security. And the second function is the second point, to prepare policies for arms control. Till here. The third part of the web, International Court of Justice. Number of members are 15 and functions are on page number 80. Left hand side. Can you see your functions, children? Second paragraph. Functions, first line, first point is the point. Initiate discussions at the global level on issues like poverty, unemployment, economic and social inequality, and suggest policies to tackle these problems. Next is the third point. That is your point number 2, second function. Make efforts to establish cultural and educational cooperation at the international level. And the last point of the web is Economic and Social Council. The number of members are 54 and the functions are on page number 80. Right hand side, just above the pink box. Functions, it's already given over here, mentioned, it's highlighted in pink. First function, to settle the disputes between two or more member nations of the United Nations, and the second one, to interpret international law authentically. Till here. So we finished the first web. Now we'll see the second web. Show the chronology of the establishment of the United Nations. Now this is a timeline, children. I've written the answer over here only. 1941. What happened? Atlantic Charter was signed. So Atlantic Charter. 1944. Discussion and formation of the United Nations. The next one, 1945. Establishment of the United Nations. Next, the third web. Complete the following tree diagram about the United Nations. So the first part is headquarters. Now we have it's divided into two parts. Major organs. First we'll see the major organs. So the major organs of the United Nations are on page number 78. And there are 6 major organs. So let us go to page 78. Here. Web 3, right hand side, just above the picture. The United Nations has 6 main organs. I'll read out. The first organ is General Assembly. Second, Security Council. Third, Economic and Social Council. Fourth, International Court of Justice. Fifth, Trusteeship Council. And the sixth and the last one is Secretariat. The third web, second part of the third web, that is affiliated organizations. Okay. Affiliated organizations are on page number 79. There are 7 in total. Left hand side, you can see the green box. This is the first organ, International Labour Organization, ILO. Second, Food and Agriculture Organization, FAO. Third, World Health Organization WHO, fourth World Bank WB, fifth International Monetary Fund IMF, sixth United Nations Children's Educational Fund, and the seventh and the last one is United Nations Educational, Scientific and Cultural Organization, that is the UNESCO, and the sixth one was the UNICEF. So in totality you have 7 affiliated organizations of the United Nations. So children, I want you all to copy down all these answers in your history notebooks. Thank you.